And with that, hey, it's me, Snipu here, and welcome back to another video. I wanted to talk about GDC part 1 and 2, now that part 2 is mostly finished up. I mean, we thought that the EZAs are going to be part 3, but it was part 2. It's actually crazy how much content part 2 got, especially in relation to part 1, and that's what this video is about. The favoritism of Dokkan. Is there any favoritism to part 2? I would wager yes. So I think first of all we have to look at the units. Now, part 2 had the free-to-play Goku Blacks, which includes this guy, and then these guys, and then these two headliners. I'ma just highlight them. Then we got 2 super EZAs and 1 EZA. All 3 of them are good. So everything here and this guy, that's part 1. Now, it's a little bit inflated because these guys here are listed twice. Without that, they'd have less than GT, or like part 2. And this guy got hold, like, let's be honest, doesn't transform to Vegito, and honestly, Goku's animations, I'm not a big fan. Vegeta's animations are quite nice. This unit, nothing I have against this unit, okay? I mean, the Zamaszu side is a little bit underwhelming, but bro, the Goku Black is goated. We have another Goku Black. That's all I wanted, another good Goku Black. So I feel like this guy, everything involving this guy was awesome. These Goku clones were awesome. They're really good. These 2 super EZAs are awesome. This EZA, I don't have it, but looks good. Now, sorry, but they're nothing against this guy. They're nothing against this guy. Sorry, but these are just nothing compared to this guy. That's just the reality of the situation. This guy mocks them in terms of animations, in terms of how good he is. He's the #1 in the game right now. This guy is peak Dokkan, okay? It feels like half of the budget went solely into him. Now, this guy is underwhelming in exchange. I would say animation wise, probably the most underwhelming out of the 4, but he's pretty fun. I would say his team is very, very fun. The way he supports his team is very, very fun, and I'd say he is, in my opinion, on par with Goku Black on how fun he is to use. Yeah, I don't have these guys, I'm gonna be honest. I don't have them, so I cannot speak on how fun they're to play with. We got the Pan, which got overhyped, but then we got this free-to-play, which definitely is very good for Omega Shenron's team. So they cooked with the free-to-play here as well. Now, we didn't get any clones or Shadow Dragons free to play like many people hope for. We didn't really, but hey. Then we got these 2 EZAs, which is a fumble because we cannot take them into events. Then we got these 2 super EZAs, which were really good. This guy is mediocre. She's good. He's good. He is good. This guy is very good. One of the best additions to Omega Shenron's team. This guy is also very good free-to-play EZA. Then we got these 2, and both of them are very good. They can tank pretty much everything. Their defense is crazy. They support the whole team. Although a lot of people overhype this effect here. Raises all allies attack and defense by 5% in battle. It's not that crazy. A lot of people are overhyping that. It's not that crazy. It's good, but people are acting like it's just flat 5% boost because people don't understand how the math in Dokkan works. And I can tell you how it works, okay? So you have this attack stat, 20,910. You take this. Now the order is a little bit different. Doesn't really matter what order you go in, okay? But then you have this key multiplier, so you do this by 2. Then you take the links, do that by that, let's say 1.5. Then you take that and take it by their, like here, by their base kit, so 200% attack, and then let's say they build up to another 100%, so 300% attack, and then you take this which goes on top of that. Attack and defense 200%. And then you take this. Okay, these have damage multipliers, 595%. Now you would add the nodes on top of that, because in the hidden potential system, there are the super attack nodes, and each like level it gives plus 5% to this, and you can have level 15 for like every normal character. So this would be 75%, so 670%. Then you would add up this, which raises raises 20 or 30%. I'm not quite sure, but you add that on top of this, and then that's where you add these 5%. So in actuality, it's not really crazy. Now this would, let's take 600%. This would do 595%. Would take it and add it with this, it's 600%. So it's not really crazy. Okay, it's not a flat 1.05 boost. Okay, it's not a 5% boost like many think. A certain DT. So yeah, Dokkan math works quite different. So this is not that crazy. It doesn't give you a flat 5% boost. Now what gives you a flat boost is this. All allies 20% defense for 1 turn. That's a flat boost. That's just a 1.2x multiplier or 20% boost. That makes a difference. But this doesn't really make a difference. Like if this, they could have specified this in a different way, like raises allies attack and defense by 5%. On top of this, like they would have to like phrase it differently and stuff. But yeah, it's not actually that strong, but that aside, tangent aside, it is still very good. This also very, very goated EZA, very good. I like this guy. He is pretty much invincible in slot 2 or 3 and does a lot of damage. So yeah, in the terms of EZA and super EZA count, they have absolutely outdone part 1, which is crazy. I mean, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 EZAs / super EZAs, and here we have 3. And even if we take this guy into account, this guy doesn't, these don't count this before. Even if we take this free to play into account, there's 4 EZAs / super EZAs. I mean, yeah, we have these shadow clones, but even with them, they don't equal part 2's amount of characters. And this is basically just 1 character times 5. Like, let's be honest, no different animations, maybe a little bit different card art. The passives are a little bit different, but it's not like it's 5 unique characters. So in terms of characters, I would say part 2, it definitely wins out, definitely overshadows part 1. And yeah, I think that there is quite some favoritism going on with Zamaszu, because they could have EZA'd more in part 1. Okay, there are a lot of units that they could have super EZA'd, or even EZA'd. I mean, they could have Super Saiyan Blue. Shit. Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan. There we go. I don't know why Dokkan still calls them that. It pisses me off. Just call it Super Saiyan Blue. But anyway, they could have EZA'd these guys, which it doesn't really. This is not Future Saga or anything, but there's Super Saiyan Blues. It would make sense. But they could have also Super EZA'd Trunks Future. This Trunks here, which is a Future Saga Trunks, which is a nuking character. So those super EZAs with the nuking characters are always really, really good. They could have also Zamaszu, fused Zamaszu. They could have also for some reason they could have also super EZA'd this guy, which would have been a great another option to give you a boost. because this guy, Realm of Gods category, extreme class allies, they could have just extended this to Realm of Gods or extreme class allies plus 50% defense. And even if that's Realm of Gods, let's see, Realm of Gods, I think, I mean, this guy's on it, this guy's on it, these guys are on it, this guy's on it, like, they would all be on Realm of God, so that wouldn't even matter. So that's like a flat fight, a 50%, or not flat, but like a 50% defense. And then superclass enemies, attack and defense, another defense attack debuffer on the team would be nice. Then they could also super easy these guys, which have honestly been super hype, because this is one of like the first really hype releases in Dokkan history. Like, I remember when they dropped, that shit was hype. So yeah, they could have dropped some more easy A's or super easy A's. They could have also Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Vegeta. There we go. They could have also dropped this guy's super easy A, because he is from Future Saga here, Future Saga, and he links really well with this Vegeta. So yeah, they could have done more in part 1, really. That's not what I wanted to do. So they could have dropped more in part 1. Now, a lot of these super easy A's and easy A's could still drop in part 3, but so can a lot of GT ones. I mean, Super 17, nobody can beat me when I'm Super 17. We have 2 candidates. Then we have Pan. And then potentially Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. And Omega Shenron. We potentially even have like a bunch of other GT characters that could easy A or super easy A. First of all, we have Super 17, which would do quite nicely considering we're getting super bosses, and with the rumors that we're getting a Super Baby 2 as the 5th summonable LR in this celebration, that just leads me to believe that we're getting another bunch of GT easy A's and super easy A's to buff GT bosses especially, which that would just show it quite clearly that there is a favoritist that there's favoritism going on here, because Future Saga has been crazily hoed. And to be honest, I think that part 1 was actually maybe designed to be a little bit underwhelming. Let me hear me out. They teased it like we were getting a fused Zamaszu versus a Vegito. Like, you cannot argue with that. They made it look like it. You could be like, oh no, you were just hopeful, it was your expectations. They are very, very, very careful with how they present stuff, you know. They know how to get you hyped. So they weren't oblivious to the fact that there was quite or that it seemed like we were getting a Vegito and a fused Zamaszu. And I think they set it up like that intentionally to make us disappointed, to then make us even more hyped when part 2 drops. I'm gonna be honest. Maybe that's a little bit conspiracy theory, but I could really believe if that was the case. You know, Omatsu is playing 200 IQ chess, you know. But yeah. We could also see this guy's Super Easy A, which is another Super 17. Came out in 2017 and Easy 8 in 2020. So his time is coming up on his Super Easy A. Then we could see this Pan Easy A. I mean, that would also make sense. Another GT Heroes buff. She even has GT Heroes in her kit. So she could be, you know, another Pan that supports GT Heroes. I remember her being quite good when she released, if I remember correctly. Then we could also see this G4 and this Omega Shenron Super Easy A. Now the problem with that would be we would have another G4 start of turn, which would not link with the other two G4s that we currently have, and then the Omega Shenron also would have the same problem, so it would be quite unwise to drop them now. But it's Dokkan here we're talking about here, and considering that part 1 and 2 were a remake of the first two download campaigns, you know, the 100 million to 200 million download campaigns, I could see it, because these were like 2017 200 million download campaign units. So I think it would make sense for them to Super Easy right here, and would probably make this the most memorable celebration in history, because that would just be crazy. Like, imagine we get like a remake of part 1 or like the first two download celebrations, then we get then we get these two as Super Easy Ace, bro. This G4 legendary. This was the first G4 in the game. Okay, legendary status. So yeah, if they want to go all out for part 3, that's what they do. But yeah, there's a lot they could still be doing, but I feel like they held out intentionally with part 2. You cannot tell me otherwise. Like, literally, in terms of like units in Easy Ace, Super Easy Ace, they favored part 2 heavily. Like, let's be honest. I mean, this guy got Easy 8 in part 2. This guy does have nothing to do with these GT units. They could have done that in part 1, making part 1 look a little bit more impressive. But no, they intentionally did that in part 2 to make part 2 look more impressive, which is crazy. It seems like they intentionally hold over part 1. And quite honestly, I am for that favoritism, bro. Another 10 billion to GT, bro. I don't care. Another 10 billion to Giant A Power, man. Suck my dick, Dragon Ball Super. Suck it. You got enough good treatment in Dokkan back in the history, bro. It's GT time. You know, considering what Easy Ace and Super Easy Ace we still have in store, it seems like we're gonna get 2 years of GT dominance. You know, this year and next year will be GT. Because, I mean, next year we also have the Tanabata Easy Ace coming up. We have quite a few Super Easy Ace coming up that are GT. So yeah, and then we have Daima, which is probably also going to be a thing next year. So yeah, GT is going to be dominant for this and next year, which I'm all for it as a GT glazer, sure, as a GT fanboy. But aside from the units, aside from that, what did the content look like? And first of all, we got introduced to Special Battle 2025. We got stage 1 and 2, which I'm gonna just pull up. Stage 1 is Infamous, Goku Black, and Zamaszu, and stage 2 is this stage. And then stage 3 and 4 we got in part 2. We got the Omega Shenron and the G4. Now, I must say, I think I like this stage over this stage, I'd say. And then I like this stage over this stage. I don't like this stage that much. I mean, it's okay. I don't hate it as much as other people do, but it's not like I like this stage. I'm not raring to go back into the stage. I'd rather go back into this stage. I think this is the stage I went back to the most, because this is just simple. An enemy that has a lot of HP, that does a lot of damage. Simple, but fun. You know, this guy is all about killing him quickly, because with each turn passing, he gets stronger and stronger. I like this guy. I actually like this stage the most out of the 4. But I'd say it's like equal with the special stages, I'd say personally. Now then we have the Gimmick Fight. Both have a Gimmick Fight. This is the Gimmick Fight of Future. This is the Gimmick Fight of the GT part. And I'm quite honest. I'm gonna be quite honest. I like this way more. I mean, first of all, the idea with the G4 clones, clever. And then that you have to look for the right one based on like minute differences in like what kind of buffs or debuffs he has, or the card art, or what type he is. I like that. That's a fun gimmick. Nothing I would want to see in actual hard content, you know, in like special battle, red zone, or whatever. It's nothing I really want to see in there, because it would be quite annoying, to be honest. But something for a gimmick fight like this is just fun. I think Dokkan has a problem with gimmick fights. I think they often do gimmick fights and just make it either boring or annoying. This I don't mind. I don't mind. I really like this stage, and I think it's quite fun to try. This stage, the gimmick is that you have like the Zeno button and you basically win. It's boring. I mean, you can fight them without that, but it just takes long. It's also boring. I mean, it's okay. It's I don't mind doing it once, but then I move on. I don't care about it. This I actually tried multiple times with like multiple teams because I thought it was fun. So yeah, I think this stage definitely clears out this one. So 2-1. Okay. Then we have perfect cooperation battle. Now, did we get? Wait, let me see. Yeah, we got this for part 1 plus this. And we got this for part 2. And to be honest, I thought that this one was more fun than these two. But to be honest, I don't really mind. I think this is like a 1 and 1. It's not really that important, to be honest. So 2-3 for GT. Now with Divine Mortal Wrath, we got 2 boss rushes. We got this boss rush, which I think is quite neat. They do a lot of damage. They have a lot of HP, or not that much, but this is also a great showcase stage because this guy has 1.5 billion HP and regenerates. I'm gonna be honest, man, thinking about it as a content creator. And yeah, then the fusion Zamaszu is okay. This one I think is quite harder because this guy hits heavy. And for a long form event, this is fun. This is fun. This is like, I don't care too much about it. This I think is fun. And then we got a red zone. Wait. Oh no, wait. Is it not this stage? Wait, let me see. Challenge. Wasn't it that stage? Where's the boss rush, man? Well, let me go into news. I think here's where we'll see this. Oh wait. No, that story. Huh. Now I'm quite confused where it is. Wait. Oh yeah, I think I found it. It's this one. I got confused. I accidentally mixed this with the story event where you can get the medals, not the medals, but the equips for the Shadow Dragon Saga. Anyway, we got a boss rush here, which is, I think it was a little bit easier actually than this one, but with the added caveat that I played this with the GT Heroes team, which is absolutely busted. Okay, so maybe I would say it's probably harder because look at this, AoE 2.5 million damage, while this guy doesn't have any AoEs. But this is also quite fun. I'd say as well because they also got here the Future Trunks event, which part 2 didn't get any stage in here. Maybe we get another stage for part 2 or maybe part 3. They could be GT themed. I could see that. But yeah, overall, I'd say in terms of events, maybe GT or like maybe part 1 and 2 are equal, with Future probably being ahead. But not by much. It's not by much. In terms of stones and all that, I'm not quite sure. I feel like they both gave out about the same stones. If it differs, it's probably only by 100 stones or so. Maybe GT gave more stones. Maybe GT probably, or I don't mind. I don't care. I don't know. But overall, I think GT, because of the units, just completely wins in a landslide. And yeah, but I'm quite okay. I'm gonna be honest. I don't care about Future or anything like that being hold. Okay, I don't like that. Oh, by the way, I just noticed this guy came out on my birthday. Lol. Anyway, I don't care about Future getting hold. I don't mind. Or like I don't want that. You know, I don't care. I don't have some sort of agenda where it's like, oh, I only want GT to succeed and Future to crumble and VB to crumble and to never be good. Because there are quite a few people that have that agenda with Future. They're like, oh, because VB got hold, I want G4 to get hold. And I'm like, why, bro? I know it can suck, but can you at least not just like not be a party pooper and be like, okay, the people that like G4, they got G4, I'm happy for them, but I wish I would get the same treatment for VB. That's way healthier, and you don't need to like piss off anybody else. I feel like your anger should be targeted towards how do you say, towards like Omatsu and the company, instead of the other players for enjoying what we got, you know? That's a better way to deal with it. I would have liked it more if they just straight up made VB stand alone in part 1. I would have preferred that, and I would have liked that, because I'm not a VB hater. I love VB. Okay, VB is cool. He's one of the little things, okay? One of those only few things that I like about the Future Saga, at least in the anime. Because VB is just hype, okay? And they could have done a crazy justice. I mean, we've seen what the active skill looked like. We've seen what G4 looked like. If he looked like G4, or not even on G4's level, but like, even if he looked worse than G4, he would have been one of the best units to ever release animation-wise. So yeah, I am also quite... I feel like they could have done more with part 1, but part 2 has left me so satisfied. And to consider that they're even gonna go crazier with another part 3, where we get another summonable LR, probably more EZAs, more super EZAs, more content. This seems like it's gonna be the best celebration of all time. Honestly, I thought the 10th year anniversary was the best of all time. This is the best of all time. I forgot something, okay? And that is the time limited buffs. Okay, the time limited buffs. Yeah. Sorry guys, but I forgot. But luckily I remembered. I wanted to end the video in like 1 minute, but yeah, I remembered. I remember when. And then we got this vegito. Then we got Super Saiyan 4. Here we go. And then Super Baby 2. There we go. And this is another aspect where part 1 got hold. I mean, look at this. We got 2 time limited buffs for part 1. Then we get 3 for part 2. This is another hoage. And the thing is, they could have done more for part 1. They could have given them, like, let's say another super bosses unit. And with that, I mean, let's say Future Saga. Then let's look around the time frame. I mean, they could have maybe I mean, I don't know if they want to easy yay these guys or not, but they could have given them like a time limited boost, but I don't know. It seems like they only give easy A's a time limited buff. But well, if you're only giving easy A's a time limited buff, could have also given this guy a time limited buff. Maybe this guy here. You know, he also transforms into Fuse Zamaszu. They could have given maybe this guy a time limited buff. This guy. They could have given a lot of guys time limited buffs, to be honest. Also, this guy could have gotten a time limited buff. You know, and not even only the extreme characters could have gotten one. So let's say, for example, this future Gohan could have gotten a time limited buff. This Trunks, this could have given this Tech Trunks could have gotten a time limited buff. This Goku, I mean, there are quite a lot of characters that could have given a time limited buff to, but it seems like they only want to give time limited buffs to either anniversary or Worldwide Download Celebration characters. Because have we gotten any other time limited buffs? Really? Oh, they could have also given this guy a time limited buff. That would have also been cool. But anyway, it seems like they only give LRs and Worldwide Download Celebration or Anniversary characters time limited buffs, because we have only gotten for the 4th anniversary, 5th anniversary, and then Worldwide Download Celebration of the 4th year. For those characters, we've gotten buffs. No other characters. So it seems like they're not willing to do any other time limited buffs, which I think is just weird. Just give any unit that fits and didn't get it updated for, like, let's say 2 years or more, give that a time limited buff. I don't understand it. I mean, I understand it if they want to wait until the character easy A's until they do a time limited buff. Sure. Okay, sure. Fair enough. But then there's still quite a lot of characters that you can choose from to give a time limited buff. But yeah, considering the quality, I would say this Rose, very, very good for, the Rose and Zamaszu team. Really nice. He does a lot of damage. I mean, he does 60, 70 million attack stats, and after attacking, he's basically invincible to damage. This guy is a little bit... I mean, he's very good, but are you really gonna run him on the Goku and Vegeta team? You know, you have the Super Easy A, VB, you have G4 that you can run on them, you have the 7th years that you can run, you have the in G4, you have the LR, Vegeta and Trunks. But I guess when he started being time limited buff, he was like one of the better choices for a Fused Fighters team. So I'll concur. I'd say he's very good, especially when he transforms. He's at least one VB that we got. But yeah, I think the part 2, like these, the super class ones, these for GT Heroes, top options. Like when even now, putting them on GT Heroes makes a lot of sense, because they start out with quite a lot of just base defense. They do a lot of damage. I'd say they are better than this guy for the team that they're supposed to be above to. So I think that's also another point where part 1 has a 1-up on this guy. And then this guy, I'd say when he released, he was imperative for Omega Shenron's team. I think I slandered him a little bit, but to be honest, bro, he was 55% level 1 links. Now that I have him level 10 links, he's doing a lot better. For these extreme units, being level 10 links is way more important because of big bad bosses and stuff. But yeah, I think this guy is about the same level as this guy on Omega Shenron's team. he's like another option. You don't have to run him right now, but running him makes a lot of sense, you know. To be honest, I think he's probably maybe slightly more important than this guy, or about the same level, maybe a little bit less. I cannot decide, to be honest. But these two are definitely better in terms of than this guy in terms of what they're supposed to do, you know, buff the team. So yeah, in that aspect, also part 1 got hold over part 2. So I personally think it's a designed decision to make part 2 better than part 1. But yeah, what do you guys think? Do you guys think that part 1 is better than part 2? Do you like that fact? Do you hate it? Are you mad? And how... Yeah, do you think it was intentional? And how much do you like the GDC right now? See you guys in the next video. Bye. Like and subscribe.